If you're a man over 60, I want you to pause for exactly 20 seconds and listen closely, because there's a truth that most men don't know, not because doctors don't mention it, but because it happens so silently that many only notice it when it's already too late. That truth is this: 5 foods you eat every single day, even the ones you think are harmless, are slowly clogging your blood flow. They make your legs tingle every morning, make you feel weaker when walking, make your feet cold even when the weather isn't, and worst of all, they reduce circulation in your manhood, making your reactions slower, weaker, and less natural than before. And the reason I have to speak up today is this: most of my male patients over 60 have no idea this is happening. They think it's just age, but it's not. It's the wrong foods silently damaging their blood vessels day after day. In this video, as a urologist, I'm going to clearly show you the 5 foods that are harming male circulation after 60 and what you can do starting today. I'm Dr. Emily Carter, a urologist with over 14 years of experience helping men maintain their health, circulation, and confidence after age 50. In every appointment, I see the same thing over and over again in older men. They believe poor circulation is natural as they age. But the truth is, far from that. I've seen so many men improve dramatically simply by removing a few harmful foods and adding in what helps relax and nourish their blood vessels. When these small habits shift, they tell me things like, my feet feel warmer, less tingling when I wake up, walking feels easier, and most importantly, their male response becomes natural and stronger again. I'm sharing all of this today for one reason: to help you understand that circulation after 60 absolutely can improve, and it begins with what you put into your body every day. Now, let's get into the 5 foods that quietly destroy circulation in men after 60, yet show up in their meals almost every day. Before we dive into the list, I want you to pause for a moment and ask yourself whether any of these signs feel familiar. Cold feet, even when the weather isn't cold. Tingling when you first step out of bed in the morning. Getting tired or weak faster when walking. Slower, less natural male reactions. Weaker pulse in the legs, or a heavy feeling in the calves. If you nodded your head or even just thought, that sounds like me, you're not alone. So many men over 60 I've met deal with the exact same issues, and most of them think it's just getting old. But I want to make this very clear. Those symptoms are mostly related to blood circulation, not aging. And once we understand the cause, we can change it. Before I continue to the most important part, I genuinely want to learn a bit about you, so that future videos can better match your health needs. How old are you? And which state are you watching from? Leave a comment below. Even a short answer from you can help me create videos more tailored to your age group and your region. And it also reminds other men that they're not alone in this journey. Now, before I talk about the 5 foods that silently damage your circulation, I want you to understand something very important. Something most men over 60 never hear clearly from their doctors. Poor circulation is not because you're getting older. Poor circulation is because your blood vessels are getting weaker. And the things that weaken your blood vessels the fastest are silent inflammation, low nitric oxide, and loss of elasticity in the vessel walls. Let me make this very simple. Nitric oxide, NO, is the molecule that helps your blood vessels relax, allowing blood to flow strongly to your legs, your heart, and your manhood. When NO drops, your vessels tighten, circulation slows, cold feet, tingling, fatigue, and weaker male response. And here is the most striking part. After age 60, your body produces 50–60% less nitric oxide than it did when you were 25–30. But the reason isn't just age. The real reasons are inflammatory foods, foods that damage the inner lining of your vessels, industrial fats that stiffen your arteries, refined sugar that spikes insulin and destroys your ability to dilate blood vessels. These things act like blocking the highways inside your body, not because the road is gone, but because the road is too narrow, too stiff, or too dirty for blood to flow through. And this is exactly why so many men tell me, I wake up with tingling in my legs, or I get tired after just a short walk, or I still want intimacy, but my body reacts slower. It all comes back to one root cause: blood vessels damaged by the foods you've been eating for years. But don't worry, because this is the important part of today's video. There are 5 foods that harm circulation the most in men over 60. They're not strange or exotic foods, they're the ones sitting on your table every single day. And right now, I'm going to walk you through each one, so you'll know exactly what to avoid if you want to regain your strength, warmth, and confidence. The first food I want you to seriously consider removing is processed meat, especially bacon, sausage, hot dogs, ham, and deli meats. I know many men love the smell of morning bacon or a quick sandwich with cold cuts, but there's something most of my patients don't know. Processed meats contain nitrates, salt, preservatives, and saturated fats, all of which create inflammation in the inner lining of your blood vessels, making them stiffer, less elastic, and less able to dilate. When that happens, the blood flowing from your heart down to your legs, and especially down to your manhood, won't move as strongly as before. Harvard once published a report showing that men who eat more processed meats have higher levels of arterial stiffness and significantly lower blood flow to their reproductive organs. This explains why so many men tell me, "Doctor, my feet are always cold, or I don't react as quickly as I used to." Even reducing your intake of processed meat can improve circulation within just a few weeks. I've seen this happen many times. So if you're used to eating sausage, bacon, or deli meats every day, start with a very small change. Cut your processed meat intake in half and replace it with eggs, fish, or fresh meat. A small change, but one that can reopen the flow your body desperately needs. The second food I want you to be extremely careful with is fried food, especially fried chicken. French fries, onion rings, tempura, or anything soaked in hot oil. I understand many older men enjoy the crunch, the smell, and the richness of fried foods. But the body, after 60, responds to these foods completely differently than it used to. The reason is simple. Fried foods contain large amounts of trans fats and oxidized compounds from oil that's been heated repeatedly. These substances increase LDL, the cholesterol that sticks to your artery walls, raise triglycerides, inflame the inner lining of your vessels, and most importantly, reduce your ability to produce nitric oxide. When nitric oxide drops, your blood vessels can't dilate properly, and blood flow to your legs, your heart, and your manhood becomes noticeably weaker. Cleveland Clinic has warned that men who eat a lot of fried foods have a higher risk of circulation problems and erectile dysfunction compared to those who don't. That's why so many of my patients tell me, "After eating fried food, my legs feel heavy and my pulse feels weaker." This is not just a feeling, it's a real biological reaction from the body. The good news is that even small changes make a big difference. Reduce fried foods to once a week or less, and switch to grilling, pan-searing with olive oil, or steaming. When you do this, you'll feel lighter, your feet will feel warmer, and your circulation will noticeably improve within a few weeks. The third food I want you to pay extra attention to is refined sugar, including pastries, soda, energy drinks, cookies, candy, ice cream, and even light items like bottled tea or packaged juice. Many men tell me, "Doctor, I don't smoke, I don't drink much, but I love sweets," and they have no idea that sugar is the most silent destroyer of circulation. The reason is very clear. When sugar enters your body, it spikes your insulin instantly, and every time insulin spikes, your blood vessels become a little more inflamed. If this happens daily, even from a single soda or a few bites of cake, then over the years, your blood vessels become less elastic, more prone to hardening, and unable to dilate when your body needs more blood. And this is why many men over 60 experience symptoms like getting tired easily, cold hands and feet, difficulty climbing stairs, and slower, weaker male reactions. The American Urological Association has shown that men who reduce sugar intake can improve testosterone by 10 to 25%, which directly affects circulation and sexual health. I'm not saying you must quit sugar 100% right away, that isn't realistic. But you can start by cutting soda and sweet drinks, replacing them with water or warm lemon water, reducing pastries to 2-3 times a week instead of daily. Even these small steps will make your body feel lighter, less fatigued, and your circulation will improve clearly within a few weeks. The fourth food you need to pay special attention to is margarine and industrial oils, often called seed oils. These include soybean oil, corn oil, sunflower oil, canola oil, cottonseed oil, and margarine, the vegetable butter many people still believe is healthier than real butter. Why are these foods dangerous for circulation in older men? Because they contain extremely high amounts of omega-6, a type of fatty acid that, in excess, triggers full-body inflammation, especially inflammation of the blood vessel lining, which is the part that controls how well your vessels can dilate. When your vessels become inflamed, they can't open properly to send blood down to your legs and down to your manhood. The result is slow circulation, cold feet, more leg cramps, and reduced blood flow when your body needs to respond. Mayo Clinic reports that men who consume large amounts of seed oils have 22% lower vascular elasticity, a number that alone explains why so many men feel their bodies weakening faster after 60. On top of that, margarine, often marketed as heart-healthy, actually contains hidden trans fats that raise LDL, lower HDL, and stiffen your arteries. The good news is that you can replace them easily. Use extra virgin olive oil for light cooking or salads. Use real butter instead of margarine. Limit packaged foods that use seed oils, like crackers, snacks, and pre-fried items. When you change just one of these habits, circulation often improves so quickly that many of my patients tell me, just 2 weeks, and my feet already feel noticeably warmer. The final food on today's list is something many men believe is safe because it's low sugar, diet soda, and artificial sweeteners such as aspartame, sucralose, and acesulfame K. I want to say this very clearly. Diet soda is not diet for your blood vessels. NIH studies show that artificial sweeteners can reduce blood vessel dilation by up to 34%, cause insulin imbalance, trigger long-lasting mild inflammation, and most importantly, lower nitric oxide production, the very molecule that determines the strength of your circulation. This is why so many of my patients tell me, "Doctor, I quit regular soda. I switched to diet soda. Why are my feet still cold?" Because diet soda still makes your vessels tighten, weakening blood flow to your legs and manhood month after month, year after year. Beyond diet soda, the following products often contain artificial sweeteners: sugar-free candy, zero-sugar yogurt, vitamin water, diet bottled tea, sugar-free energy drinks. The solution is very simple. Avoid diet soda as much as possible and replace it with water, warm lemon water, or light green tea. These changes often bring results so quickly that many men say their feet feel warmer and less tingly within just 10-14 days. And now, before I move on to the practical steps, I want to hear a little from you. Among the 5 foods I mentioned, which one do you struggle with the most? Leave a comment below. Even a small answer from you can help another man, someone dealing with the exact same issue as you, realize that he's not alone in the journey to regain his strength and confidence after 60. Now that you know which foods are silently damaging your circulation, I want to share with you 5 simple habits that many of my patients have applied and noticed clear improvement from, often within just a few weeks. These habits don't require heavy exercise, don't need special equipment, and don't cost anything expensive. They only require a bit of attention and a bit of consistency. The first habit: start your morning with a warm glass of water with lemon. Just 1 warm glass is enough to thin your blood after 7-8 hours of sleep, help your heart pump more easily, and gently wake up your blood vessels. The vitamin C in lemon also helps your body produce nitric oxide, the most important green light signal for circulation. The second habit: add foods rich in natural nitrates to your daily meals, such as beets, spinach, celery, or arugula. These vegetables help your blood vessels dilate better and support stronger blood flow to your legs and pelvic area. The third habit: prioritize healthy fats. What men over 60 need is not to avoid fat, but to choose the right fats. Olive oil, salmon, avocado, and unsalted nuts all help reduce inflammation and soften the vessel walls, allowing blood to travel more easily. The fourth habit: add fruits rich in polyphenols to your daily routine, especially pomegranate, blueberries, and red grapes. Polyphenols act like polish for your blood vessels, helping boost blood flow and protecting nitric oxide from breaking down too quickly. And the fifth habit: spend 5 to 7 minutes doing light movement right after waking up. No heavy workout needed, just gentle joint rotations, marching in place, lifting your knees lightly, or walking around the house. This movement helps activate the vessels in your legs and hips, naturally raising circulation without putting stress on your heart. These habits are small, but when combined, they create tremendous power, helping your vessels become softer, stronger, and helping you feel warmth and confidence return day by day. I want to tell you a short story about a man named George Miller, 68 years old, one of the patients I remember most clearly. When George first came to see me, he told me, a bit embarrassed, that his feet were always cold. Every night they went numb, and his male response had been getting weaker month after month. He said, "Doctor, I don't want to give up my life just because of age, but I honestly don't know where to start." We began with the exact same 5 simple habits I just shared with you. A warm glass of water in the morning, adding nitrate-rich vegetables, choosing healthy fats, eating more polyphenols, and doing light movement after waking up. No medication, no complicated procedures, just small changes but consistent ones. 2 weeks later, George came back to my office, and the first thing he said was, "My feet are warm again, doctor." I thought I would have to live with that cold feeling forever. And what moved him the most was when he shared, "My body reacts more naturally now. I feel more like myself again." I'm not telling you this to create unrealistic expectations, but to let you know that circulation can improve, and sometimes just a few small adjustments are enough to reopen the flow your body has been waiting for. And that is exactly what I want you to remember before we move on to the next part. When we talk about circulation after 60, I want you to remember one thing clearly. Your body is not getting weaker for no reason. It's simply responding to what you've eaten and repeated for many years. The changes you feel, from cold, tingling feet to getting tired after just a few steps, or your male response slowing down over the years, are not the collapse of aging. They are the language of your body. Its way of telling you that your blood vessels need more care. And the amazing truth is this: blood vessels can heal. Circulation can become strong again. Warmth and masculine confidence can be restored at 60, 70, even 80. As long as you understand the root cause, avoid the foods that secretly narrow the pipes inside your body, and nourish your vessels with the right choices, you will see your body change in gentle but very noticeable ways. I've seen this happen with hundreds of my patients, and I believe it can happen for you too. Before we end today's video, I want to hear a little from you. Among the 5 foods I just shared, which one do you find yourself struggling with the most? It might be processed meat, it might be fried food, it might be sugar, or it might be diet soda that you always thought was harmless. Whatever it is, leave a comment below. Not because of the algorithm, but because your answer may help another man, someone facing the exact same issue you once did, realize that he is not alone in this journey. And if today's message helped you understand your body better, or gave you a bit of hope that circulation and masculine strength can improve after 60, you can click like or subscribe to the Senior Men Health Secrets channel. I'm not saying this to chase views. I'm saying it because I don't want you to miss the important, practical knowledge I'll be sharing with you in my next videos. Finally, I want to remind you of something very important. Everything I've shared today is meant for educational and informational purposes, based on science and my clinical experience with older men. This video does not replace medical diagnosis or treatment. If you're experiencing circulation problems, heart issues, or any unusual changes related to sexual health, please speak with your treating physician to get advice that fits your body and your personal condition. Thank you for staying with me until the end of the video. I'll see you in the next one where we continue building strength, resilience, and the confidence of a man over 60.